Hello and welcome to Technical Writing. This is going to be the video for Chapter 1, which is an introduction video, and it's going to tell you all about the different aspects of technical writing, and it'll help you going forward. When we talk about technical writing, a lot of people get scared, but you are a technical writer. We're going to talk about things that you may have done in the past that are technical in nature. We are going to talk about characteristics of technical writing and how we can compare technical writing to other styles of writing. First, what is technical writing? We're going to define technical writing and why we need it. We're going to identify those characteristics, and we're going to compare and contrast against those other types of writing. You may not know this, but you have written technical documents. You are already a technical writer. So you may have engaged in technical writing or technical communication if you have given someone directions. Have you ever written down instructions for something? Have you ever actually written down a recipe and handed it to somebody? Have you ever told someone how to do something step by step? Either for an oil change, using a fax machine, a recipe, drawn a map. These are all types of technical writing. So what makes them technical writing? Technical writing is going to give practical information to a specific audience, and hopefully that information will allow an audience to act in some way, shape, or form. The term technical writing is going to describe documents produced in areas such as business, science, social science, engineering, education. These are definitely the areas that are going to concentrate on that technical writing more so than creative writing, which is probably what you think of more when you think of writing. Technical writing is essentially when you're working in an organization. It's going to allow your reader to read something at their own pace, at their own convenience. It's going to allow your reader to pass along information to others in different locations by passing on that document. It's also going to allow you to contribute to a shared body of knowledge, and it is going to allow to keep permanent records in the future for someone to reference. Now, most of the time, this technical writings are going to be up-to-date information, and that up-to-date information is going to give your organization a competitive edge by being able to speed up critical decision making. You're going to lay out all those facts and figures in one document, so you don't have to go hunt and peck and find things. It's going to provide trustworthy information, and it's going to help manage information overload. You are going to write to your reader, so you're only going to give them as much information as necessary. All different types of careers rely on technical communication. So it is definitely a big ticket item when you're talking about employment and even advancement. So most of salaried employees are required to write at some point in their career. Most companies do require more formal or technical documents, and PowerPoint presentations, we've all seen them, we've all used them. That is actually a form of technical document. 80% also of the service industry companies evaluate writing ability as part of the hiring process. Adding this technical writing skill into your toolbox is just going to make you have greater skills for the future. There are specific characteristics for technical writing. Some of these characteristics may overlap with other types of writing. You'll find that out when you do your homework assignment number 1. But technical writing differs from other types of writing because of the subject, the audience, the organization of the document, the style and tone in which it's written, some of the design features, and some of the standard conventions. Let's look at some of those characteristics one by one. So the subject of a technical document is, in general, factual. Okay, it's not going to be an opinion-based document. It is going to be just the facts. Technical writing can either be expository, which means you're going to explain explain a topic, telling how to do something, or to share information. Or a technical document can be persuasive. So you are trying to convince whoever's reading this document of a specific point of view or to take a specific course of action. The biggest difference between technical writing and other types of writing is going to be your audience. Different audiences are going to require different approaches to your document. If you are writing a report to a managerial level, whether you're writing instructions to a user or an email to a coworker, you're all going to have a different audience that you need to take into account when writing this document. In general, a technical document, the reader wants information. They don't want to be entertained. So they are going to read something in order to either learn something or to act. I like to compare technical writing to a textbook and creative writing to a fiction book. You can definitely see some high-level differences between a textbook and a fiction book, and how in a textbook you're not reading a textbook to be entertained. You're reading it to find out facts and figures. You're reading it to learn. We're talking about the characteristics of the technical document versus other documents. One of those is organization. So the organization is going to be very clear to your reader. So technical documents are going to use a simple, concise, just straightforward approach. Your sentences are going to be short. We're not looking for flowery words. We want to get to the point. Information can be broken into bulleted lists, numbered lists. It's actually encouraged. There are not going to be any surprises. Now, the biggest difference is that technical documents are allowed to use jargon. And by jargon, we're talking about that specialized language within a technical field. Since your audience is in that technical field, it is understood that they know that technical jargon behind what you're saying. So it is okay, unlike in academic and in personal essays, to use jargon in technical writing. Tone is going to refer to the feeling behind what you're trying to convey. So your tone of your technical document is going to be very objective and businesslike, very professional tone. You're not going to use any kind of emotional language. We're keeping the feelings out of it. So it's because that's going to distract from what your message is. Remember what the point of the technical document is. It's to inform and to get information to your audience. Technical writers are going to use certain things like design features to help emphasize important information. So things like font size, bold, italics, underline. It's going to be a lot more lenient than, say, an academic paper, which would adhere to strict MLA or APA rules. We like to use white space, so spacing things out so that it brings your eye to that specific location. We do use columns, bulleted or numbered lists, like I said before, and we like to put graphics elements in there, such as tables, graphs, pictures, diagrams. We do like to use color, and that's sort of something that sets it apart from the academic or the personal essay. They do use the standard conventions of whatever their subject area is. So the expectations for content, the organization and design, it can be dictated by what environment that you're in and who your audience is for that technical document. So for example, we have Facebook's design. It's very clear cut. Facebook is designed to be used by people without a lot of computer knowledge, right? So there's a like button or the emojis, which are sort of universally known. Resume headings. No matter what your resume looks like, you are going to have a section that has education and employment. Those are the two main sections that are going to appear in every single resume, no matter what. Now, if you think of the resume, you can think of, okay, some people use color, some people put education first, some people put employment first, but those two sections are always there. So that would be a standard convention that resume writers use. So comparing it to other type of writing, technical and academic are definitely in the same realm, okay? They share similar purposes. They have a lot of the same characteristics to find here it says unity, coherence, and logical organization. However, technical writing has less flexibility in the subject matter, okay, and the tone, especially. Style, I'll give it a grain of salt. How's that? So your subject is going to be about technical, business, scientific topics, okay? You're not going to do a technical paper on a history topic. And the design elements that it uses in order to consolidate or clarify information. So to use those bulleted lists, usually in academic, we don't use bulleted lists or numbered lists. In technical writing, you use it a lot because what you're trying to do is draw that reader's eye to a specific section with highlighting certain values. So that's why the technical document allows the use of those lists. Now, personal writing is a whole different world. It's going to convey emotions and feelings, and it's often written to make the writer feel better. It may not necessarily be written to a specific audience. Well, your emotions can interfere with the reader's understanding of what is in that academic or technical document. So the target audience for an academic or technical, they're interested in the information, well-written, well-organized document. They really may not read a document from cover to cover. Remember, think textbook versus a fiction novel. Last but not least, here we're going to imaginative writing. That's even less academic and more artistic. That's that creative writing, right? So it can be ambiguous. It can be interpreted in many different ways. We can use words to create similes and metaphors. We don't do that. Technical writing is going to be unambiguous, direct, no room for interpretation. So you want to make sure that whatever you're saying, you're just saying it direct and to the point. Now, this brings us to assignment 1, and what assignment 1 it does is it's going to take that technical research or academic and personal essay and have you compare some different elements or characteristics of it, such as subject, audience, organization, style, tone, and if there are any special features. In the course shell, I did put little blurbs of an example of an academic research and a personal essay, so you can kind of read through those, as well as the one from the technical document within the textbook. And what you can see, you do your homework from there. As always, any questions, please let me know, and I will see you in the next lecture.